Boba Fett.
Present.
Boba Fett.
Tastes like your mama's kisses.
Where?
Welcome back to Propology 101, and today we're going to continue discussing the EE-3. We'll actually be talking about the Return of the Jedi EE-3. Now, the Return of the Jedi EE-3 is also based on, or is based on, the Webley and Scott flare gun. There are some differences, though. The Return of the Jedi version is a fiberglass copy of a original Webley and Scott. It's probably a casting. Well, it's definitely a casting from a real one. And I tried like crazy to link this blaster to Empire Strikes Back. We know that they took molds of the bullnose Mauser from A New Hope to create the Mearsun Power 5, to create holster stuffers and stunt versions, and eventually they use those same molds for Empire Strikes Back to make the Empire Strikes Back stunt blaster or stunt DL-44. So odds are they did make molds of the Empire Strikes Back version, but never made, or if they did make stunt versions, we never saw them. They don't exist anymore. One thing I do have is I have the serial number. Since we have very good pictures of the Return of the Jedi, I know what the serial number to the Return of the Jedi EE-3 is. It's 31275, and I was trying like crazy to link that serial number to the Empire Strikes Back and was unable to. I'd say there's a better than 50-50 chance that this is taken from molds of that blaster or of that Webley and Scott, but there's real no documentation and nothing I've ever found that actually proves that. Also, one major difference besides being fiberglass is the Return of the Jedi version has a butt plate added, and it has held on by 2 Phillips head screws. Moving to the scope is basically the same 4x20 made in Japan scope that was used on the Empire Strikes Back. The brand is unknown, but there is one thing. The scope is actually facing in the right direction, meaning the scope is not on backwards like it was on the ESB EE-3. Scope mounts, basically all they did was add a block to the main body and one on the barrel for the scope to clamp down to. After that, the barrel. Now, the barrel is completely custom, totally different. It is made on a piece of pipe, and they added a cone-shaped muzzle to it. This piece here, I don't know what this is. It kind of feels like some sort of plumbing or industrial, like maybe a valve or a switch or part of something that twists on because of these wings. But it does have a 6-sided interior. The whole thing is hollow. It's based basically on a tube, and it was designed to fit and slide up over the Webley and Scott barrel. And it was dressed out with key rails to give it this look here, and it looks a little bit like a D817 barrel. The barrel itself also appears to be made separate from the blaster and then attached to the blaster. It doesn't look like it's a fiberglass casting. It looks like it's its own thing. Now, greeblies, there's a little bit less going on. For greeblies, on the left and right side of the main body, you'll find 2 ejector rails, part numbers 97 and 98. These are from the Revell F4E Phantom kit number 182. You'll also find on the left and right hand side in the front of the stock, you'll find 2 starter covers, part number 92. These are from the Revell Visible Engine Kit, the earlier Revell engine kit. This part's no longer available. It still is available, doesn't have the same part number, and it's a different design on the modern Revell kit. So to get this part, it comes from a vintage kit. And in the rear, the greebly in the rear, it's an unknown greebly. It obviously does look very much like it's some sort of a model piece or from some sort of model kit, but we've never been able to identify it. No one knows what that part is. And there's one of those on the left and the right-hand side. And that is everything that makes up the Return of the Jedi EE-3. Join us next time when we pull out another prop, tear it apart, and see what it's made of.